Hi, this is Helena from Alpha Korean. Today, I prepared an answer for how can I study Korean effectively, which is many of you already have been curious about. Before I get to the point, there's a thing. I prepared this video for who are thinking about what to do just after mastering Hangul. So if you are already intermediate level, then you need to approach it in different way. Alright, then what is beginners? Have you just mastered the Hangul? Then you're beginners. Or you cannot make a basic conversation with native Korean? Then you are a beginner too. Then we have a goal. What's the goal of beginners? That's you can talk about yourself and others and also simply express what to do in your daily life or what happens in your daily life. If you are at this stage now, I think this video is gonna be very helpful. Then I just made 3 things that I can tell you. First, master basic grammars. And second, have fun studying. And third, stimulate yourself. Alright, let's look at the grammar first. The person who is to start to learning Koreans are adult after 10 years old who can learn foreign language without effort. Therefore, it is better to understand Korean rather than learn it with instinct. Korean basic grammar, which you should understand as a basis, include the structure of Korean sentences, conjugations of verb and adjectives, particles, sentence connections, honorific form. If you are studying alone, I personally would like to say that you must have to buy at least 1 grammar book. Then use online contents like a YouTube channel or the other materials. Because most of YouTube materials, including my channel, is not organized. This is based on the trend and fun-oriented. So you can enjoy it like a show, but if you really think about learning Korean seriously, you need a book. Let me give you an examples. If each of online contents is a point, the book is a map. You cannot reach the destination without a map. And you cannot reach the destination without if you don't know where you are right now. So you need to connect the point. So you need a map, okay? And I recommend these 2 books. This one is recommended for anyone who wants to read Korean books, watch news, and express themselves fluently in the future. And this one is for the person who just if they can simply express themselves and if the person just focused on the communication. Alright, then let me show you how to use the book. The most important thing is I say it's better to read the book at least 3 times than just once. Alright, then how to read 3 times? If you have chosen one of this book, then read it all very quickly. Alright? There are some tests, but ignore it. And then there are lots of things that you don't understand, but just ignore it. I mean, just read this book like a normal book. So, just enjoy to read it. So if you finish to read it, then reward yourself. Just do whatever you want, alright? And then next time, read this book, try to understand, alright? So sometimes you can understand just after read the explanation in that book, but sometimes it's hard to understand what they're talking about. Then you can search it. Like I said just before, you can use the keyword like the title. But don't be so stressful. Remember that one day you will master this book, okay? So just search the keyword and test yourself and try to memorize, use the flashcard and whatever. For me, I didn't like to make a flashcard. I don't know why. I think I'm just a really classic person, so I like to read and also I like to make a summarize by myself. So I think you can find your way to study yourself, okay? So just to do whatever. There will be something still very difficult to understand. Then, mark that page and just let it go. When you finish to study this time, also reward yourself. You did very good job, okay? And third time, find someone who can explain that you didn't understand before. I mean, you just made the mark, okay? And you need someone who can ask every question that you want to do. When you search the Korean tutor, online tutoring like that, then you can find lots of sites. Like the Vobbling that I used to teach Korean before, but now I don't have that service. So on the trial lesson, if they have the kind of lessons, then the first time maybe you can request, all right? Most of teacher, they also have their curriculum, but you have to ask them like, I have my curriculums because I have so many list of questions, and you can just show them on the trial lessons. So if they say, okay, I will do that, then you can just, in that process, like a cooperation, you can make your own lessons, okay? When you finish the every questions about, then finally, you can check your level right now. How? You can find native Korean. This time, I recommend you to find just native Korean person, not a tutor, all right? Because it's just challenging yourself, and then it also kind of reward because you just try to learn Korean for this time, all right? Using applications or a website, you can find it, all right? And when you find something you are not mastered yet, then enforce that part with anything, all right? Then let's talk about the period. How long will it take for the goal of basic conversation? I say it depends on your learning plan and actions. Some people study 8 hours a day, but some people study 30 minutes a week. The result up to your intention and study, okay? I learned English, grammar, and reading and lots of things at schools for more than 6 years. But it took me more than 8 years to have a basic conversation because I did not set my own goal and study, but passively followed what the school told me I have to do. It is not efficient to study foreign language passively. In that sense, think of yourself as having the opportunity to study effectively. This is a shortcut. If you set a proper goal and study the way I told you, then I'm pretty sure that you can make a basic conversation with any Korean within 3 years. But I think while talking about this topic, it's already longer than I expected. So I think I have to say the next story on the next week. And have a wonderful weekdays. Bye! 안녕!